So you have your claim written out, and now you need to integrate details from the mural. Think of the idea of being able to put your finger on the details. Pick out the details from your street art, specific details, and match them up with interpretations that connect back to your claim. Let's look at how that plays out with one example. There are actually many different details discussed in this paragraph, but let's look at one example from the sample paragraph. So after I talked about the Zapata quote, which I'll talk about later, I move on to some specific details from the mural itself, and I talk about how the optimistic vision of the Zapata quote fades when we start seeing these negative details. A man lying in a coffin, a mechanized factory cog circling his chest, an array of United Farm Worker Movement Thunderbird flags. Suffering workers dramatically protesting their mistreatment, striking for better pay. So details from the mural. Now the question is, what do all these details point to? And what I say here is I say it very explicitly. These details point to the destructive and constraining role labor has played in the lives of many farm workers. So details are connected to interpretations of them. And the interpretation goes back to the claim. Now let's see how that works. All right, notice I am using an exact word from the tension in my interpretation so that the connection between the details like the man in the coffin, the mechanized factory cog, the flags, the protesters are linked by word back to the language of the claim. So the word constrains appears in the claim, and here a variation of it, constraining, pops up in the interpretation of the details. Back and forth. The connections are made, the details are shared, but also explained, interpreted, connected to the claim. Another crucial part of the project. Thanks.